Alright, Robert back here. Got this old crusty Turd model 275 lantern fountain. Like I said, it was rusty and crusty. I cut the burner cage apart. I'm building me a special project here. I've already put it together and I've already ran it, done a little short video on it, took it back apart. Now I'm going to strip it all down. I wanted to paint it desert tan, kind of flat, like the camouflage, but I don't have any. But I do have a can of the OD green, and I don't like to waste money, and my OD green's going to dry up before I ever use it, so I'm going to go with OD green. And stick around and see what kind of project I'm working on here if you haven't seen the if you haven't seen it already. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to try to remove that decal. Got a heat gun. I've already drained the fuel out of the fountain. Got a heat gun. Going to heat up that decal, see if I can get it to peel off there. That's a Mylar decal. I don't think the paint remover will eat through it. Okay, that decal is really faded, but if you wanted to save that decal and reuse it, you could apply contact cement on that and put it back on if you wanted to. I might cut out 275 and actually put it back on the font. We'll see. Got this old paint remover. Had several years, but it's turned black. It's so old. So we're going to see if it'll still work. Alright, for my collar and my frame rest, I am using this high heat grill paint. I forgot to mention, I'm going to, just for the record, got a lantern going back here in the background for the boys on the back of the bus. Need a little extra light, and I know they don't like to be left in the dark, so we're burning the North Star from the Great White North. It's coming from Michigan from my buddy Ron. We're running it today. Messed up on the primer. I didn't clean this with alcohol, and I ended up getting a big oily fingerprint or thumbprint on it right there. And I went back and cleaned it off with denatured alcohol just in that spot. You can see it kind of ran down through there while I was cleaning. Anyway, I sanded it down, put another coat on it. I want to go ahead and hit it with the coat of green, see what it looks like. It may cover it up, and it may not. If it looks too bad, I'll just strip it completely back down again. We'll just have to wait and see. Alright, I got impatient. I'm going to leave it as is. It's nowhere near perfect. The place where I have my oily thumbprint, it still shows up a little bit. I bumped into the top of the fount there on top and put a bad place in it. But you know what? I'm going to use this for a while, and I'm most likely going to end up giving it away since I'm not a stovey. And I'm going to go ahead, its paint's still kind of fresh, but I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. First of all, this check valve back in. Try to do this without using the vise because that paint is fresh. I don't want to lock it in that vise and mess up my paint any worse than what I already have. If we can get this pump back in here without getting oil all over the fresh paint. Clean this oil off my fingers. Okay, in the pickup tube, into the metering rod, there's a little gasket in here. This is sealing, but it does seem kind of hard, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and burn that out of there and change it. Let me make sure I got a new one first. That'll do it. Didn't have any water handy, so I just cooled it down with alcohol. It was simple enough. I've already stretched my spring a little bit. I don't think I've mentioned it. That is the M19-275 valve. It will thread directly into this turd fount. Since this is a custom build, I don't have to worry about clocking that any certain direction. Back just a hair. I think that'll work. Melissa made me a stencil. I'm going to transfer those onto the blue painter's tape I'm going to put on there. I don't have the paint now, but I want to get some flat white paint, and I'm going to paint 3 stars on the front of that. I'll show that later on in a coffee challenge video when I get to that point. We have it. The M19-275. Not too shabby. Like I said, I'm going to put 3 white stars across the front of it when I get the white paint. And I use it in the coffee challenge video once I get it painted. Once I get the stars painted. Alright. You all know the routine. Like, share, subscribe. God bless.